More on now what the Colombian election means. We're joined in our studio now by Natalie Alhonte. She's the Associate Director for the Adrienne Arsht Latin American Center at the Atlantic Council. And you are actually from Colombia.
That's right, yes.
Thank you for joining us. We appreciate your insight and coming into our studio today.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Tell us, I mean, my first thought was this is hardly a mandate. 50.8% he wins. How is he going to bridge the gap?
I think that this was definitely a wake-up call to President Santos and his camp to show him that his presidency that in the next 4 years can't just be a one-track presidency. He's going to have to do more to communicate the things that he's going to do beyond the FARC peace talks, which I think must continue, especially given the time and effort he's spent communicating the benefits of what he's doing with that. But he has to also keep in mind what are the other priorities in Colombia. Creating more jobs, bringing more wealth to the people, improving the education system. These are going to need to appear in his rhetoric. So
the votes that Zuluaga got, was that a vote against Santos and his economic policies and what is going on in Colombia? Or was that really a vote for the man?
I think it was a vote for Uribismo in general, for people who want to see the policies of Uribe come back to Colombia, people who don't like the direction in which the country is heading and really want a tougher stance on things like the FARC negotiations.
But this was very important, and he had made a lot of ground with FARC. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. We obviously don't know all of the ins and outs of what's going on in the peace negotiations because it is going on behind closed doors. But sources very close to the president have made it clear that there are a lot of advances going on, and we're going to see some sort of a peace accord this year.
So a lot of Zuluaga's supporters apparently felt like that FARC would be given a free ride if the peace negotiations went the way they were going with Santos. Is there truth to that?
I think that in any negotiation there's a give and a take. I think that what we're going to see and what the Colombian people are going to eventually vote on in a referendum is going to have a lot of compromise to it, but my opinion is that it will not be complete amnesty for the atrocities that have happened in the over 200,000 people who have been killed in this conflict over the past 50 years.
Do you think Santos was surprised by just how close it was? I mean, he knew he had a formidable candidate, but do you think he realized it was going to be this close?
I think that he was definitely surprised. I think it was a wake-up call. I think that it was a very clear message that he needs to communicate more. He needs to really make sure that what's going on behind closed doors is public knowledge.
I see. So what should we expect from him, let's say, in the next 100 days, do you think?
I think that we're going to see a very clear vision for a more modern, more liberal, valued Colombia, and we're also going to have a lot more insight about the peace process very quickly if he wants to continue to gain the support of the people who didn't want him to rule for the next 4 years.
And will Zuluaga be a part of this, do you think? Do you think he'll play a role in all of this?
I think we'll see him play a role, but Uribe is really the wild card and really the story in the next 100 days. How is he going to change his approach to be able to weight his debate in a way that's not aggressive and is not turning off the people of Colombia who really don't want to have that kind of negative discourse run politics within the country.
All righty. Natalie Alhonte, thank you so much for your insight and for coming in.